And so this is New Black Wall Street. And this is just a man and his thoughts, sharing with you from my experience and my understanding from my studies. And we're going to be talking about philosophy today. All right, philosophy. More particularly your relationship with money. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The new Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. He's your host.
All right, Grand Rising to you billionaires. Thanks so much for joining us here this morning. Go ahead and say hello, by the way. Don't be rude. This is normally the Black Money and Power Show. This still is the Black Money and Power Show, but it's a little bit different today. I had a whole schedule, a whole thing lined up, but good Lord said, no, you're gonna do this. I said, okay, we're gonna do this. I'm on Father's team, by the way. When fathers say do this, ERGJ does what fathers say do. And so today I want to talk about, we're going to talk about a commission, my war on black poverty. I'm going to war. I'm at war. We are both at war. We are all at war. But I want us to understand that this war is not something that we fight on the outside. It's not. It's not white supremacy or whatever you want to come out. In fact, when you listen, I want you guys to maybe hit the like button. I'm just going to go in. I'm not going to waste no time. Y'all know who I am. If y'all don't, y'all find out. Listen, just saying the term white supremacy, you are already saying that you are beneath someone else. Okay? I want you to understand your terminology. I want you to understand how valuable words are, vocabulary. Just by simply saying white supremacy, you are basically saying I am beneath someone else. So stop saying it. Matter of fact, I'm going to start off by talking about conversations you should avoid. In the good book, it says that idle chatter leads only to poverty. My war is on poverty in the black community. So now we must talk about idle chatter because that leads to poverty. What are some conversations that you should learn to avoid? It's called resisting the ignorance of others. White supremacy, avoid that conversation. You're automatically putting yourself beneath someone and you are not beneath anyone. That's the first thing you should avoid. Anybody want to start talking about that, you go the other way. Idle chatter leads only to poverty. Idle chatter amongst black folk only leads to poverty. Begin to put yourself in conversations that are going to get you where you want to go. Like, you know what we talk about in the Black Billionaires Club? We talk about billion-dollar stuff. We don't talk about all that stuff that has nothing to do with where we're going. Idle chatter leads only to poverty. That has been in the book for 2,000 some odd years. Many people still won't read the book. They still won't take these scriptures and say, how can I apply it to my life? Idle chatter leads only to poverty. So now I want to ask you, in your infinite wisdom, what are some conversations that you need to simply avoid? Walk the other way. Go to another room. Don't even entertain foolishness, ignorance, stupidity. There's some conversations that you just must avoid. They lead you nowhere but to poverty. And you keep talking about it. Well, here's a very simple thing I want you to understand. You control the things you can control and don't worry about the things you can't control. We spend a whole bunch of time talking about the things we can't control. You can't control what they own, what they do with what they own. Don't even concern yourself with that because that leaves you less time to concern yourself with the things that you can control. You can control what you own. You can control what you talk about. You can control what you do. You can control what you read. You can control who you hang around. But you don't want to talk about that. You want to talk about everything else and what everybody else is doing and how they are keeping you back, how they are holding you down. Who is they, by the way? You ever define who they is? You ever define who they is? What are some conversations that you simply should avoid? Let me share some other conversations I believe you should avoid that simply lead to nowhere. Reparations, avoid it. Avoid it. Now, I know you want to talk about it. I know you want to talk about somebody giving you something that they are never going to give you. I know you want to have a conversation about how you're going to force someone to give you something that you can go out and get for yourself. I know it's easier to accept a handout than to actually work on what you want in life. Avoid it. I'm telling you, it leads nowhere. That's something you can't control. Why even talk about it? That gives you less time to talk about what you can control. It gives you less time to think and to plan. It gives you less time to execute. You only got so much time in this world. Stop wasting it on things you cannot control. I declare war on black poverty, and it starts with the black man and the black woman controlling the things that they can control. If you refuse to control what you can control, if you refuse to concern yourself with the things that you can control, if you refuse to have conversations about things that you can do, you will remain where you are. Everybody put in the console, take control. Take control of the conversation. Take control of your life. Take control of the things that you can control. Take control of your attitude. Take control of your emotions. Take control of your spending habits. Take control of what you watch. Take control of what you read. Take control of where your children go. Take control. You don't have to ask for that. You don't have to beg for that. You just simply take it. Idle chatter leads only to poverty. And you keep talking about stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with where you are going. Take control. Now, I want you to understand, I'm not going to take it easy on you. I'm the kind of trainer that says, no, you're not taking a day off. No, you are coming to class today. Yes, you are going to show, you're going to show up, we're going to work out. You didn't hire me for me to let you be lazy. You want the passive teacher, the teacher gonna let you slack off, the teacher gonna make sure if you don't come to school, it's cool. That's the kind of teacher you need. The teacher that's not gonna push you to greatness, go deal with that teacher. I'm not that teacher. I'm the teacher gonna make sure that if you want the best out of life, if you want results, you come to me. What's some other things that we just simply, I suggest you simply just refuse to talk about, refuse to entertain. Walk away from these conversations. They lead to nowhere. Segregation versus integration. Walk away. Don't even talk about it. It leads to nowhere. No idle chatter. If it has nothing to do with where you say you want to go, if it has nothing to do with what you say you want out of life, walk away. Don't talk like they talk. Right? Another conversation I believe that you should just simply walk away. Now, I know some of y'all are not going to agree. It's okay. We don't have to agree. I'm just sharing some thoughts. I'm asking you to share your thoughts as well. I don't know if you will or not. I'm saying, hey, what conversations do you think, hey, I need to just simply avoid at this point? Man, I may not be even strong enough to have these conversations because they keep affecting me and keep pulling me back where I say I don't want to go. Every time you try to get out, it pulls you back in. And what pulls you back in is what you choose to allow. You allow other people and their interests in what they want to talk about, which is all the news, all the hoopla, all the propaganda, all the things that they can't control. They'll never talk about what they can't control. This is why you'll find that they won't show up when it's time to do the work, because that actually takes work. They'll show up when it's time to talk. They'll show up when it's time to gossip. They'll show up when it's time to lie. They'll show up when it's time to have fun. But they won't show up when it's time to take control. They won't show up when it's time to lead. They won't show up. Don't hang around these people who won't show up when it's important, but show up when it makes no difference. Think about what I'm saying. They'll show up when it makes no difference, but they will not be there when it's important. Leave them alone. Corey said, man, refuse to talk about the lack of opportunities. Absolutely. You can create your own opportunities. We are in the world, we're living in 2019. You got access to everything you could possibly want. We have finally broke free and have access. That's all that fight was for, to give us access, to give us equal opportunity. As a matter of fact, we didn't even have to ask for opportunity because we can create it. You've been given the power to create wealth, but you won't spend time using your power. You spend your time abusing it and misusing it because you keep putting your mind, keep putting your energy, keep putting your mouth on things that you can't control. What I'm simply asking you to do, if you are going to go to war with your own bank account, you're going to simply have to take control of the things that you can control. But forget the rest. It's a waste of time. A waste of time means it's a waste of money. A waste of money means you're going to be poor, broke, busted, disgusted because you keep giving your energy, your time, your talent, your ability, your mouth, your speech, your vocabulary to things that have nothing to do with where you say you want to go. Now, I'm not saying it's not important. I'm saying it's not relevant to where you want to go. Stay away from political conversations. It creates hostile and negative emotions. Now, I agree with that to a certain extent. I stay away from political conversations with people who have no idea about politics. That don't make any sense. Now, if I'm talking to somebody that's in politics, I'm talking to a mayor, I'm talking to a governor, I'm talking to someone that's learning political science, I'm going to have a conversation with these people because I want to know what's going on about what I don't know. But to talk to people who only have opinions about politics, they won't go vote, they won't go do something, they won't go show up at the PTA, they won't get involved, they'll just talk. Stay away from the talkers. They won't do. You got so much to say about politics, but yet you ain't never ran. You ain't never vote. You got so much to say, but you won't do. Stay away. I'm telling you, I will, in a heartbeat, I get up, I get my stuff, I pack my bags, and I walk out. Y'all are not going to bring me down to y'all low level of thinking because y'all ain't doing much of nothing but talking. Idle chatter leads only to poverty. Give me something else. What's something else you should avoid talking about? Here's another thing you should avoid talking about. The Illuminati or conspiracy theories. It leads to nowhere. It's just theories. Walk away. Now, I used to talk about conspiracy theories all the time. I think they have some relevance, but man, it is a waste of time. It's like chasing the enemy you'll never find. Walk away. Walk away. You want to get with people who will do what they talk about, not just talk about what we should do. How many guys know some we should people? We should do this. We should do that. We should do that. We should do this. They'll never organize. They'll never put a plan together. We should, but we won't because nobody is putting together the plan. Nobody has a plan of action, a plan of attack. They never talk about what the goal is. It says we should people. I'm telling you, get rid of the we should people. We should. You know what they're really saying? You should do this. You should start it. I just want to talk about what you should do. You go do it. I think we're gonna be just fine. These are the people who want you to do all the work, and they actually put their name on it as if they had something to do with it. They feel like, oh, I came up with the idea, so I have some part to play. I didn't do no work though. I did no research. I put no plans together. I came up with the idea, but you did something with the idea, but I should still get paid. Walk away. Idle chatter leads only to poverty. If you will not evaluate the conversations that you have every day, then you're basically saying, I'm going to neglect what the good word has told me, that there's power of life and death in the tongue, but I will never evaluate what I talk about. Idle chatter leads only to poverty, but I'll never evaluate whether I'm participating in idle chatter. See, this is why they won't bring me into the church, because I'll simply tell the truth. Let's look at this scripture. Are we doing what this says? No. Okay, well, we can talk about this all day long. You ever evaluate what you talk about? Who you talk to, this stuff about? All day long. How many of you guys are talking to people or in conversation in circles where they talking about opportunity, ways to make more money? You keep talking about we broke, I don't have enough money, I have more month at the end of my money than more money at the end of the month. Okay, how many of you guys are putting yourself in position to have conversations with people that are talking about how we can make more money? That would be smart. I'm putting myself in position to have conversations with people that can help me solve my own problems. Here's what I'm saying. Before you go out and try to change the world, change your life first. Before you go out and try and change the world, change your life first. Why? Because when you don't change your life first, but you're trying to change the world, you become a hypocrite. You're basically promoting something that you won't even do. You're telling other people that you can help them, but you can't. You won't even help yourself. You won't even listen to your own advice. You're broke, busted, and disgusted, but you're trying to tell other people how to be rich. That don't make sense. At least if you were on your path, at least if you were making progress towards being out of debt, at least if you were making progress toward fixing your credit, at least if you were making progress toward getting rich, then you can have a nice conversation. Then it'll be more peer-to-peer. We're helping each other. But you still ain't employing or applying that what you were telling other people to do. You're still broke, busted, and disgusted, but you think you become a good teacher. Why should anybody listen to you? Fix yourself first. That way, your conversation that you have with other people has power. The reason why I can talk to people so with such vigor, the reason why I can have these conversations with so much boldness is because I can prove what I talk about. It's in my life. They can look at my living testament and say, this brother has gone from here to here. Proof. I don't have a problem showing you my statements. I don't have a problem showing you my bank account because I'm an open book. It is what it is. Other people can't do that because they're scared to show. Oh, I'm going to have to reveal the truth. Oh, when the truth comes out, they realize I'm a fake. I'm a phony. They'll realize I've been living my life on credit this whole time and I ain't bought nothing. Uh-oh. Idle chatter leads only to poverty. Now, I'm going to say something else. I think another conversation that you should avoid, which many people y'all not going to agree with. I'm going to say you need to avoid having conversations about love and relationships. Avoid them. Now, the reason why I say avoid them is because most people, this is a very emotional topic. And typically what I found is that it gets very heated and the same questions keep coming up. Why do men cheat? Why do women do this? Why do this, do this? Nobody's really looking for solutions to their own problems and how they can get better. They're always trying to ask questions about what other people are doing, never about, well, here's what I do. How can you help me? Stay away from these conversations. It's going to be conversations that are very popular. These make great TV shows, reality shows, and all this stuff because everybody wants to talk about relationships. No one wants to fix relationships. You see what I'm saying? Stay away from these conversations. It's the same conversation every day. I mean, my God, we keep talking about the same thing over and over and over and over and over. The same people show up to the same show over and over and over, ask the same questions every day over and over and over. Idle chatter leads only to poverty. Now, if you were having a conversation, you were actually getting some results. You say, oh, I learned this today, or what I can do better. Then that's different. But that's not the conversation that most people are having. They're just simply asking about what other people have done in their life, and they're just sharing. They're just basically just ready to unload. They're ready to unload their grief, unload their misery, unload their troubles on somebody else. I recommend you stay away from the conversations on love and relationships unless you find some group that's really talking about fixing your problem, not everybody else's problem. Not why somebody else did something else. That's it's called the blame game. It turns out to be a blame game. It doesn't seem like it's the same conversations over and over and over. Like, God, man, do y'all talk about anything else? I recommend you stay away from that. The love and relationship shows. Same stuff, drama. What do you think is happening? They're not fixing anything. They're just bringing drama into your life. You start seeing things a certain way, you're like, wait a second. But when you say, man, okay, what part did I play in my bad relationships? How can I get better? When you start asking this question, how can I get better? I put that in console, by the way. How can I get better? That's really the only question you got to ask. How can I get better? How can I get better when it comes to my money? How can I get better when it comes to my relationship? How can I get better when it comes to my family? How can I get better when it comes to my job? How can I get better when it comes to my career? How can I get better as an entrepreneur? How can I get better? The moment you ask that question of yourself, You have risen to a whole nother level of consciousness because you're no longer concerned about how everybody else can be better, who you can't change. Now you're saying, God, how can I get better? What do I need to do? I'm taking personal responsibility for my life right now. And I realize at this point, I'm 30 years old. I'm 35 years old. I'm 40 years old. I'm 50 years old. I've never taken responsibility for my life, but now I surrender. I submit to your will. I'm ready to do better. How many guys are saying you're ready to do better? Now, I agree that talking better starts the process. Because what you talk or think about, you talk about. What you talk about, you be about. You become. So I do believe that conversation is important. But if you just simply evaluate the conversation that you're having, you're going to realize I've been talking myself into poverty. I've been talking myself into lack. I've been talking myself into destruction. I've been talking myself into the road of perdition. I've literally have talked myself into where I am today. Of course, it started with thought. Conversations to exit, stage left. Be like, what was the cartoon character? What's his name? The Pink Panther. Exit stage left. Heavens to Megatroid. That's what you gotta say when you start seeing all these stupid conversations, these recyclable or